with Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest.
Let's do this thing. All right. So, this is MikeKanis, and without further ado, let's get her started.
Smurf!
Oh, yeah.
Shout outs to all the
fly ladies. 3, 2, 1. Do you want to start over?
Bodies. Oh, okay. Restart. Reset.
Yeah. Got to do a 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
You want me to give the 3, 2, 1?
Yeah. You do it.
It's only traditional.
It's too hard to count down from 3, man. You got like 3 numbers you got to memorize. All right.
Tell me when you're ready.
I am ready.
3, 2, 1. Smurf!
Whoa! All right.
So hey, what's going on, everyone? This is DKC2. This may look a little bit different than any percent. That's because we're doing any percent all stages. So what we got to do is we have to do a developer-intended, I guess we could call it a cheat, I don't know. But it is developer intended, so those 2 bananas right there, you gotta avoid them at all costs. You gotta do this crazy janky setup, and you'll see what happens. It's pretty neat.
Yep, so basically this is the way to see the Lost World levels without actually having to go to the bonuses if you're not a fan of bonuses. In fact, this is the only way I could finish the game truly as a kid because I couldn't find all the bonuses. But yeah, with that, you suddenly have 75 Creme Coins, which is sort of the premise of this whole category. We're going to be able to access now 5 extra levels and an extra additional boss. And I do want to say thank you very much to anyone who donated for that incentive.
So what we've seen there with the warp barrel and him going straight there, that's a developer-intended warp barrel. But now what we're going to do in this one, there is a developer-intended warp barrel, but that's 2 seconds slower than what we're going to be doing. We're going to take this beetle, and we're going to clash it with another one, make an invis, and that's going to change the properties of whatever it takes. Yep. So what that invis did is it took the properties of that warp barrel and changed it, and the game kind of freaked out and said, uh-oh, this is bad, get him out of the level, and that's 2 seconds faster, so...
Notably, if you try something like that on version 1.0, it'll usually soft lock the game.
Yeah.
On 1.1, they fixed it by making it eject you from a stage.
Pretty much, yep.
So in this level, we're going to do a setup to fall specifically over here to, nice, you got it, to jump there in the air to get into the warp barrel. That's called Lockjaw.
Yeah, so just preface, all of the levels in the first 2 worlds have developer-intended warps. So if it looks like not a lot of actual legit gameplay is happening right now, that's just because it's the first couple of worlds.
Even this one has a wrong warp that's about 5 seconds faster, but this is arguably the hardest one in the game. And hey, there we go, very nice.
You guys also got a glimpse of our favorite animal buddy there, Rattly. May I remind you that Winky died so that he could live.
All right, and so World 1 boss, Crow, this guy is just dumb. But the first 2 eggs are going to be real, and he's going to get hurt by them. But now he's going to shoot out some real ones or some fake ones. And okay, cool, there's 1 real one. Ideally, we want 0.
0 fake ones.
Yep, and look at that.
Nice.
There we go.
Rolling deep.
That's the main source of RNG in this speedrun, is just the amount of fake eggs that Crow gives you.
So now on to World 2, Crocodile Cauldron. There is like they said, each of these have developer-intended warps, but we're going to do another wrong warp here that saves about 2 to 2.5 seconds. This time with clobber busting right there. Yo, the 2-1 jump.
2-1 jump, nice.
Heck yeah.
That's 2 frame perfect tricks, or 2 frame window and then a 1 frame window.
Correct.
All right. So here's our first special level from the Lost World. All of these levels are going to be more difficult than your typical level, so enjoy.
We're going to be doing a glitch later on in this stage called Scrolly Scroll. It's a little difficult to explain the setup in this stage, so we'll go over that again in 4.1 when we see the next use of Scrolly Scroll.
Yeah. We'll get around to explaining that.
So the first half of this level, not too bad. Snap.
Ooh, nice. Nice. Slick.
All right, so here's where it gets hard. Very good.
And so here's where everything happens. Here's the setup for it.
Take damage there, scroll the screen to the right, and then bounce on the tire, and the screen gets really confused.
And that saves like 9 seconds.
Boom.
Making it happen. Let's go.
Yep. The next few levels are pretty boring, so if you want to do some donations, now would be a perfect time.
Absolutely. We have $100 from Roosevelt.
Cool.
They said there were no good puns for Donkey Kong games. But when you're done hearing this comment, you'll be asking yourself, did he do it? Did he come up with a Donkey Kong pun?
I don't get it.
Here's to seeing all the levels in DK Country 2.
I mean, yeah, I did do it. What are you saying?
Come on!
We also
talking
have
about
$25 from Casual Terror. DKC2 is my favorite SNES game. How much for the DK rap?
What?
No.
Do we have a DK64 card up here? If so, sure.
That game doesn't exist, Candace, I know what you're talking about.
Oof. Oof.
Ouch.
Some fighting words.
I don't know about that. Void Tunes.
All right, so 2 more of these quick levels, and then the game gets really interesting. Most of the levels will be approximately 1 minute long. And the difficulty goes up a lot, especially in World 4.
Oh, yeah.
Again, the first 2 worlds in like any percent and any variation of any percent, you just kind of use developer-intended warps, and it.
Note what happened on that goal right there. What happens is if you approach a goalpost and you press the select button, you'll actually swap Kongs as you hit it, which is very useful in the routing. And one of the more interesting things I think about this game is just the fact that both Diddy and Dixie have their moments to shine. There's certain levels that it's just way better to be one or the other, but no monkey is, better overall.
It's not like DKC3 where you might as well only have 1 Kong.
Yeah.
I won't hear any argument.
We don't
to
need
that.
to talk about the kiddie game, so get that one out of here.
So this is arguably one of the hardest bosses in the game.
Yeah, I would say it is.
To do optimally, that is.
Yeah, to survive is one thing, but to actually do it fast is pretty hard.
He's gonna be going for a trick up here called Lao.
Uh-oh.
Never mind.
Yeah, so much for that. So, yeah, well, I lost about 4 seconds for taking damage there. What I would normally be doing is flying across the other side to get to the next cannonball early. So he has to swipe at you for these hooks to spawn, and then from here on out, it's kind of a no-brainer fight, especially for your Diddy.
The real casualty here is that we won't be able to see flying Diddy.
Hey,
Sorry.
we get Diddy rap, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we could do a donation or 2 now if you want.
Woo! Oof.
That was close.
We have $35 from Punk Buffett. Excited for this DKC2 run. Used to play each of the games in the series with my grandmother as a kid, and those are some of my fondest memories. Here's to an awesome game, event, and community. Hype!
Hype!
All right, let's go. Barrel Bayou.
3-1's a pretty cool stage. Most of it's just going to be rolling through enemies, jumping, pretty typical gameplay. But we're going to be getting our animal buddy Rambi here, and heck, Rambi, he's awful. He's less bad in this game than he is in DKC1, but
Yeah, for sure. He's got this charge. It's way faster than your normal movement. If you could somehow play as him throughout the whole game, that'd be awesome.
I don't know about that. But he's a bit faster than just running through the stage, so we use him.
Of course you can play through him through the whole game. Just move the Rambi sign somewhere else.
Yeah, shoutouts to 102
And Warpless.
and Warpless and Beat Mario and all the other meme categories where that trick matters.
So there's an important mechanic right here. You saw I did a team throw. And whenever you do a team throw that sort of arcs upward, what that does is that stores a super jump, which means next time you take damage, you're going to get extra height, which allows you to hopefully pass that area. That was kind of close.
Yeah, that saves about 10 seconds right there.
Swamp Fly's a cool trick. We didn't get the G though, so
Come on!
not even a run. This is Glimmer's Galleon, so this stage is probably the hardest to optimize in the entire game. Anytime that you see him bump into a wall, hit a corner, anything that slows his momentum, it's going to cost him between half a second to a second based on where he was.
Well, if
What
you,
is it?
if,
Half step
if,
and slow rolling? Nonsense.
if you were to see me hit a wall or a corner, I think I just jinxed myself then.
Nah, Canis is really good at this game. I don't think he'll have any problems here.
Nope.
Oh, there we go.
That
Did
wasn't
jinx
too
himself.
bad.
Yeah.
Fun fact, if you don't get the DK barrel at the beginning, you save 5 frames and lag throughout this level. It's generally what we do in non-marathon settings. But yeah, these last two enemies here can be a little tricky to dodge.
Nice.
There we go. So a little history. These wrong warps that we showed you at the beginning of the game where you turn beetles into invisible objects, those have been around for a very long time. But there's a sort of new breed of wrong warps that were discovered about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I think, that involve the enemies that have scimitars, or what would you call it, sabers?
Scimitars, they're curved swords.
The cutlass enemies, the game manual says he actually ordered them online.
Really?
That's fantastic.
But no, the cutlass enemy, the yellow guy with the two swords, they have an extremely special property to them. When that guy right there, when he puts his swords in the ground, there's a specific property of him pulling the swords up that messes up some things. And so a new wrong warp was found a year and a half ago. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to have that glitched state of Crackhead, what's his name?
The Cutlass.
Cutlass. Pulling his swords up with Diddy spinning out of the barrel at the same exact time. And if everything goes well...
I messed it up.
Uh-oh.
I heard it clap. Are we? Not quite.
There's a backup. We'll be okay.
So what happened there is the camera basically despawned this guy off screen, and he needs to be on screen. Let's try again. Don't know what wrong there. All right, so unfortunately I'm gonna have to take a death and get another DK barrel. Let me hop into Glimmers real quick.
So yeah, so as you may have seen, Diddy was spinning out of that barrel. Some little sciencey stuff about it. When Diddy's spinning out of that barrel at a certain speed, the game considers the level to be done just for whatever reason. We don't know until he hits the ground. Then the game goes back to normal. And then this glitch state of
What am I doing wrong?
what
here?
the heck?
I don't know how that didn't work.
What is going on?
Great question.
Yeah, rip.
Sorry, we got this.
I think I'm a little bit. Is it too early?
I think you're going a little early.
Makes sense. This will work. Yep.
There we go.
That saves the entire back half of that stage, which, like, when that wrong warp was found, it was kind of a shame because the back half of that stage is really, really cool.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's
But
one of the best.
it's also slow. So this stage, I mentioned Rattly earlier. So he's, like, the concept of this animal buddy is that he's really, really good at vertical movement. He can jump high. Using some tricks, he can jump significantly higher. But for some reason, Rareware decided it'd be a great idea to put him in a horizontal stage, where you have to play as him. There's no way not to play as him. We can't find a way to skip this stage. And the worst parts about it are his movement can be a little weird going sideways, but more importantly, his hitbox is very bad.
Yeah.
You can perform this stage identically the same 100 times, and you'll take damage in 50 different spots.
Pretty much, yeah.
We'll probably get some donations in.
Yeah.
Hey, we have an anonymous donation for $250.
Ooh, nice.
We also have $100 from Dr. Gasman. As a child of the 80s, I fully support the speedrun community destroying the games I grew up with. As a doctor, I fully support the excellent charity cause. Keep up the great work, speedrunners.
Thank you very much.
So we're on to the next Lost World level called Black Ice Battle, and no crazy glitches in this one. This one's mainly execution-based, so...
It's pretty difficult.
Good luck.
I would say it's actually possibly the hardest level in the whole game to do optimally.
That's pretty fair.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Whew. One little trivia fact is if you play this stage on version 1.0 and try to go as fast as possible, you can wind up going faster than the game's camera,
Yeah.
and then you can die off screen, which is really cool. That was clean movement.
Right, that's fine.
Cool. Good stage.
Not bad.
Didn't get the goal swap, though.
Goal swaps actually don't work in this category for some reason.
Really?
Yeah. In 102, you go into a bonus, and that changes
suppose,
the properties of the goals. Anyway, this level has a couple weird things going on.
So that looked pretty funky. That's
Yeah,
our
why did
set-
I go in the water?
Oh, that's why.
So by Kong swapping in the water, you can store a super jump state. That lets you get pretty high here. And then you can clash these beetles, create another invisible object.
And this Invis is going to be taking the properties of this bonus barrel. There we go.
Oh, got it.
Oh, yeah.
That was a little scary.
A little sketchy.
So I think I'm going to completely destroy this wonderful song by having the couch introduce ourselves, because we haven't done that yet.
So hello, everyone. I'm Mr. Mrzerathemant.
I'm the Greenmixtape.
My name is DemonSmallz.
And we've got Count Gooby over there on our right.
Shout outs to Gooby.
He's a cool guy.
So there's not a whole ton of tech to talk about in Bramble Blast here, other than quick shots. So when these barrels turn, there is a 2 to 3 frame window, I think it's 3 frames, where you can mash the button and shoot out of the barrel before it changes direction. That's pretty significant, because otherwise you have to sit through the entire cycle of it turning. But then upcoming here, there's a pretty cool trick called Vine Clip, where we're just gonna basically clip through these vines. Not really much to say about it. Saves a ton of time.
Yeah, unless you get to
Got it.
That's what I like to see.
Very nice.
Easiest trick in the game.
Yep. That trick right there saves about 10 seconds or so.
Yep.
All right. So this boss is about a minute and a half. Not much going on, so more donations are welcome here.
Sure, we have a $150 donation from C Average. No message, but good work on that C Average.
Thank you.
That bettered me.
We also have $5 on the Mysterious, or by the Mysterious G. I've taken all week off. You can stay awake for 168 hours, right?
Yeah.
Go for it.
And then $25 from Chowder. Shout out to Warping Beetles.
We do a lot of that in this game.
Yep.
So there's not a ton of tech to talk about in this fight, other than
I forgot what phase I was on.
understandable. So when he falls down, you get staggered. But if you time throwing the barrel extremely well, you can tag him before that happens. And the best way to do that is to count Dixie's breaths or hair oscillations. There's a set of cycles you have to count.
Yeah, so I'm gonna watch Dixie's hair movement go down 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then you move. Except don't try to talk while you do it at the same time, because apparently that makes it harder.
If you hit all the quick hits in this fight, it saves about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not really worth it. There we go.
Good.
It's just like sort of as you start to go down the 3rd time. So the next World 4, I do want to say, is without a doubt the hardest in this category. There are 4 levels in World 4 that are Kaizo difficulty in speedrun, so
Yeah,
get hype.
definitely. There's also 2 auto-scrollers, if you guys like those.
Oh yeah.
Just the best. So, Hornet Hole, this stage introduces honey jumping, which is the honey sucks. It's really bad. You stick to it. It doesn't always react when you try to move. But Canis is quite good at this game. He has a lot easier time doing this than I do.
Back in that Jungle Jinx stage in World 2, you saw that scrolly scroll glitch, and that looked really cool. We're going to be seeing it again, and we didn't really give a proper explanation of how it worked because, yeah.
How does it work?
Well, in this one, we're going to be using the hook. The hook will put us in a stationary state. The game thinks we're in that stationary state, but the game also has to think, wait, you're on Squidder, he can move. And then the game gets really confused, and then this happens.
That was a good explanation.
Yeah, the game...
That was hype, dude.
Yeah, so the game thinks you're in a stationary state, but you're moving through it, and the game's like, wait, no, that's not supposed to happen, what's going on? And then, that happens, so...
Yeah, again, it desyncs the camera. It moves really fast, so you move at the camera speed.
Pretty much.
I beat the audio cue.
And got the goal swap.
Neato.
All right, another auto-scroller.
Perfect time for donations.
Oh boy, okay. Well, we got $10 from Dre169. DK Donkey Kong. DK Donkey Kong is here. He's back again, and about this time too. And this time, he's in the mood. He can fly real high with his jetpack on, with his pistols out. He's one tough Kong. He'll make you smile when he plays his tune, but Kremlins beware, cause he's after you. Huh.
Props for that.
Thank you. That was good. So there's a little bit of stuff Canis can do in this stage to make it faster. Skipping flitters during some of these jumps, that saves like a second, I think, through the entire stage. But there's also a forbidden piece of tech near the end of the stage called Swag Balloon.
Yeah.
And
it's the only thing that really matters.
yeah, it's like swag is the only thing that matters in the stage. If you fail it, you take damage, and you can pretty easily die, so most people don't go for it.
Yeah, I don't know why not.
Yeah, we
Not hard.
still have time for donations if there's more.
Yeah, just one right now.
Sure, we have $30 from Anonymous. Diddy Kong's Adventure, best Kong adventure.
Absolutely.
I can definitely agree with that.
Heck yeah.
Got both flitter skips, nice.
Yep. All right, time to find out if the run is valid. It's
Yeah!
Rolling deep
way,
with the swag.
way too deep.
All right, so we've got another quite difficult trick coming up in this stage.
If we're ever gonna ask for quiet time during the run, it'd be right here.
Make noise, I don't care.
All right, fine. So, there's a pretty tough wrong warp coming up called Brambler.
It's not nearly as hard as that Crockhead wrong warp.
I guess that depends on who you ask.
Yeah. I don't
Not
know.
using the corner.
I'm only bad at hard or easy things, basically.
Cool,
So-
there we go.
Yeah!
So right there, he clashed that beetle against the vines, and
That's like a 5-frame window, a 5-frame Y release on that, because the game thinks you're going like a diagonal, switching between left and right, and that kind of messes up like your beetle handling. So, and that saves about 50 seconds.
Yeah.
One of the most common points in a run for people to reset.
No, yeah, that wrong warp is awful. So in this stage, we're racing these guys. I guess racing means knocking them off the rails. Beware of the number 2 guy. A lot of runs have died to him. But basically, you just hold left at the start of the stage, you get the speed boost, and then you jump. There's more optimization in the stage where you jump, where you don't jump, but
Yeah.
I don't know enough about that stuff because I'm bad at this game.
In this level, you generally want to ride up the hills and jump down the hills.
That seems believable. I'll trust you.
It's weird though, because there are other auto-scrollers that look a lot like this level where it's not the case at all. Like you want to jump up the hills.
Because Nintendo.
Yeah.
Something like that.
All right, so here comes, in my opinion, the hardest part of the game. There's gonna be 3 levels back to back that are pretty hard, especially this first one. And I think it pretty much speaks for itself. There aren't a lot of tricks, so to speak, here, just a very difficult movement.
There's a wrong warp that we'll be using near the end of the stage.
That's true. Yeah.
But some of the movement in the stage is pretty rough. He's going to be basically almost hitting the death plane when you see him go into the water like that.
Yeah.
That stuff is scary to learn.
I'm not skipping midway this time.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, if Crockhead, it went well. All right, so this part's pretty interesting. I'm going to turn the camera left a little bit here, and that's going to spawn these little blue cat people.
Sonics.
Yeah, Sonics. In such a way that I can roll to them before they... I'm gonna stop talking because this kind of matters. All right. Beetle punch.
Nice.
There we go.
There it is.
12 seconds saved. All right, so
Doing clashes like that with Diddy is actually a pretty hard trick.
it's a 6-frame window. So here we are, Clobber Carnage. This level used to be a boring kind of auto-scroller, but then a Japanese runner by the name of Feast, he did some science on this level, and he was like, hey guys, check this out. This is really cool. And now, well, you're gonna see a bunch of... We are gonna see an invisible object in here, but we're not gonna be wrong warping. We will be changing the parameters of a barrel, but not to warp out of a level. You'll see what happens. It's really cool.
Yeah.
We call this trick cannonless.
Yep, tiny bit of serious time.
Yeah, we don't have any creative names.
True.
We got Cannonless, Vine Clip.
Looks good.
All right. Boom.
And that's how we change the parameters.
Don't get too excited. We're only halfway there. Actually, we're a third of the way there is the way I see it. This might have trouble working. I think it'll be all right. We shall see.
We'll find out.
So either I'm about to die or I'm about to beat the level. So we will know in about 5 seconds.
We did it.
Got it.
Oh, yeah!
All right, the scary part's not quite over. This will again speak for itself.
These guys are called the gatekeepers. That was terrifying.
Oh my God.
We did it, y'all.
Nice.
All right.
So that all of that saved 20 seconds over natural route.
So up here is an important trick called the Claude Super Hyper Mega Ramby Rumble Team Throw Mark III.
This is the only strat to go. There's rumors of this strat called Via Boy. And no offense to Via.
I love Via Strike. Great guy.
Oh, I messed it up, dude. That's what I get.
Come on!
Can I even make it up there?
Yep, go.
I don't think you can as Dixie.
Wow, we are watching natural. Oh,
That's not natural gameplay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if this
Whoa, he went right into her. What the heck, man?
It should have wrong warped me, man. Like, I was trying to do the wrong warp in that level. It just didn't work
Yeah,
for some
something like
reason.
that. Well, I guess we can go for the Claude Super Hyper Mega Ramby Rumble Team Throw Mark III again. So.
Yeah.
And yes, that is the whole name. And yes, you have to say it every time.
There we go. So you take damage while you're in the middle of a team throw like that, and you get a really high damage boost, which skips like half of this area.
It's frame perfect to get up there before that B, so it's pretty hard. So during the next part of the stage, we'll be controlling Ramby again. Basically, this part you just kind of dash and press B a few times and then turn. Do you go for the death jump?
Not this time. Yeah.
Okay.
If this run had a little bit less mistakes, I would do one of me to estimate for sure. Yeah, this part's pretty straightforward.
This looks a lot harder than it is.
Yeah. One small little tech there is, let's say you're charging to the right. If you do a quick left-right wiggle, you'll change your momentum from going more horizontal to falling down. So you
Saw
use
a
that
Ramby
to
double jump
form.
there as well, which is it's like left YB or something. Then you can do a second small jump with Ramby. So there is another piece of tech in this fight called 2 cycle. I doubt we'll see it, but it is possible to save 1 cycle on the last phase of this boss. It's near frame perfect. I think it might even be frame perfect.
Oh, it's absolutely frame perfect, and I think it's strict on the pixels as well. So that's why like nobody ever gets it. But we'll see.
It's a bad joke. Kanis did find a reliable setup, but it's still hard.
Yeah.
And this fight's also scripted. Ideally, you do this fight exactly the same every single time.
Well,
And
I
now
guess
we're
we're
off
not
script.
getting 2 cycle.
Well,
we still could get 2 cycle.
You can still go for it.
Nope, way too early. It's all right.
You can never rely on 2 cycle. Like, I don't think it's never been in a marathon, and I don't even actually. Didn't you get it in that world record you had?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think your record had 2 cycle, but yeah, it's not a realistic thing to go for.
Cool. So out of World 4, World 5 is pretty hard too, but it's not. It's a little bit more just straight platforming and less, wrong warps and stuff. So.
There are a couple of technically possible wrong warps in World 5, but they're not really RTA viable.
This one's definitely not RTA viable.
Yeah.
The one in 5.3, technically is RTA viable, but it's incredibly dumb. And the one in Webwoods, no, not even in the slightest.
Yeah.
And the one in Webwoods, even if you got it, even if you literally were the human task, it saves like 10 seconds or something stupid because the setup is so long and convoluted.
And it requires 2 frame perfect tricks.
Yep.
This is one of my favorite levels because, again, it's just straightforward movement, rolling and jumping. And some people say you can sort of judge a person's movement in this game based on how they do this level.
Yeah, Ghostly is a really great stage.
Ooh, close, but okay.
There's a cool trick where if you do a roll off that ledge, but cut the corner really tight, you'll roll into the goal. Very risky, though.
This is Haunted Hall. Not really a lot here either, just another auto-scroller. There is a small difference between the Japanese and U versions of this game here, where I believe Japanese has 1 less B, right?
Correct.
Yep.
But other than that, there's not a lot. You hit the minus barrels, the time goes down. You hit the plus barrels, the time goes up.
I will point out that in the last level, I took a damage boost on purpose at the beginning so I could play the first half of this level as solo Diddy, which saves a little bit of time.
Now's a good time for donations.
Should we have $50 from Open Noise? DKC. It's in the comp.
That was good.
We also had $25 from Dr. T-Mac, $25 for Zera's explanation of Scrolly Scroll.
Thank you.
Nice.
And $100 from Domino's. DKC2 is one of the best soundtracks ever in a game. Let's go, SGDQ.
Let's go.
I concur.
I think most people would agree with that. David Wise was an absolute genius with this game.
He's a god.
For sure.
So right here, there would be 1B in the J version. Some people use the J version just for that 1B, which saves like 0.1.
Yeah, basically no time. But that's really like the only notable difference between J and U for speedrunning.
Yeah.
Another difference was there was one less B in some of the unplayed sections of Bramble Scramble.
Yeah, like the B rings, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
That would cost a lot of time to see that. Ooh, that was spooky.
Oh, yeah. It always looks like that, though. So next level is kind of like the level prior, except now we have a wind mechanic.
Yeah, this wind mechanic we can exploit pretty well if you understand how it works. So, like, near the end of this stage, just pay attention to how little ground he touches. It gets pretty cool.
Yeah. You can anticipate when it's going to change directions because it's based on your sort of x-coordinate. So as soon as you cross a certain line on the ground, you know it's going to switch wind direction immediately. Like right now, switch. There we go.
This isn't the only wind mechanic we'll be seeing in the game either.
Oh no, don't remind me. Jumping off these hooks can look a little scary. What I do is I look at the banana counter. That actually tells you when you're allowed to jump.
That's a good setup, actually.
Interesting.
Cool.
Visual cue.
So he
That wouldn't have worked.
he did a team throw into that barrel there.
That sets up a goal swap right here. Observe.
Got that?
Diddy rap. For the fans.
Heck yeah.
So this level is a fan favorite. It's another one of those speaks for itself kind of levels.
PCP.
Parachute Panic is really, really cool. This is the best party trick in this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like if you ever just boot up the game and want to show something cool to a friend, it's this.
If you'll recall that Lost World level Black Ice battle, that's sort of like the Diddy version of this level in a way, which I thought was kind of cool. Believe it or not, the Diddy version is harder though, because he can't do this little helicopter move.
Yeah, he can't.
Here's the hardest part. There we go.
Huh.
Boom.
Pretty good analogy.
Boom. And these corners though. Oh no, I took damage.
Oh.
No,
Shoutouts to 1D.
Yeah, that's the fastest way there. You take damage and then you can be invulnerable through all those beats.
Yep.
Oh, guys, you got to see this level. This level's really cool.
Yeah, this level's very technically difficult and it takes a long time to master. What do we do here? Maybe we'll just do that.
That's it.
A pretty hard level.
Yeah, again, that was just using another one of those weird Cutlass wrong warps.
That's actually the trick that led to the discovery of the wrong warp used in the Crockhead level, as well as the Castle Crush level coming up soon.
Yep.
Yeah, I have arachnophobia, so this is not, my level here. My favorite
A
level.
lot of people will say this is their least favorite level as far as
Oh, yeah.
how
So,
frequently they die.
I'm going to set a couple of ground rules here. This spider's name is Shoes. I will hear no discussion otherwise. So, movement in this stage is one of the more fun things in the game, but it's really difficult.
Yeah.
So one thing you'll see him doing here is when he jumps in the air, he'll instantly put a platform underneath himself. So normally people would put platforms down using A, that's the cue the game gives you. You can also do it with the L and R buttons. If you press L and R on the same frame, you'll instantly spawn a platform under yourself. Don't try that in DKC3 on stages where you control Shoes, because there is a 1 frame delay between creating a platform and unfolding it. If you do that, you'll fall and die.
A lot of people don't know you can also do L and A or R and A to make insta platforms.
That's true.
You also notice I'm taking damage here on purpose, because you can jump, if you time it right, out of the damage boost. And this is called the Leap of Faith, as the web spawns right underneath you. So yeah, that went okay.
Yeah, Webwoods is very much considered to be the hardest stage in the game, and that was beautifully executed.
Thank you.
So this is Crow 2. Similar to Crow 1, this guy has a tiny bit of RNG. But this bird is a jerk.
Yeah, I hate him. So that could have spawned in any of 3 places, and we have 3 levels, or 3 tiers in here. So there's 3 times 3 permutations of how this fight can go. And what you'd like to see is middle spawn, right spawn, right spawn. Let's see what we got. So far, we got the right spawns, or the correct spawns.
Yo!
Hey!
So you see how fast you could hit him? Imagine if the barrel spawned on the other side there. You'd lose a lot of time. This is a part I'm literally incapable of doing correctly.
Yeah, those ropes look better than mine.
The
Though.
ropes. All right, last hit.
All right, we want right spawn on this one. Oh, that's
Yeah,
not
good
that
enough.
bad.
Yeah.
Kanis, I'm really sad you didn't set up zombie
I know,
Dixie.
I know. It's too late.
I know.
Also, by the way, we never pointed this out, but when you beat a boss's Dixie, her little guitar solo is faster than
it's faster than Diddy's rap.
That's why we do that.
I think by like 3 seconds or something.
Yeah, it's significant.
So this is Arctic Abyss. We'll be controlling the swordfish on guard in this stage. He's pretty decent in DKC 2. He's less bad than he is in DKC 1, but
We can do a donation to win this level if you'd like.
yeah, there's not a lot to say here. He's just going to be stabbing and thrusting a lot.
Sure, we have an anonymous $250 donation. Good luck to all the runners and everyone else who is helping organize SGDQ again this year. Onwards to 2 million. We also have $175 from Andrew Sampson and an absolutely beautiful run.
Did I just get 2 lives? I thought I heard the extra life sound twice.
So he does a water swap there to trigger this goal quickly.
Right, here comes the last Lost World level. And
So this is Animal Antics. This stage, you control all the animal buddies at some point. And the first few parts of the stage are kind of tame. Once you get to the part where you control shoes and then squawks, that's casually it's god-awful. In the speedrun, though, we will be abusing the wind mechanic to make the stage pretty consistent.
Pretty scripted, yeah.
It's still like tricky, but trying to do the stage casually compared to this strat is just
A nightmare.
yeah.
subtle little thing happened there. As I was charging forward, I did a left-right wiggle, and what that does is that cancels the forward momentum so that you can begin going up or down whenever you want. So yeah, here's where it gets hard. I came very close to basically never playing this game again when I was about 8 years old. I cried and cried at this level.
The tears and the agony.
Yeah, you think I'm joking? Like, this level almost ruined my life, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, and this next section of Analantics casually is literally as bad as I was saying. This is just horrible. Like, boot the game up and try this. Oh, that's
the new strat, dude.
all right.
I actually have to be very careful here.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to take damage there.
Yeah. So the only scary thing is going to be these mosquitoes. And yes, they are mosquitoes.
Okay. All right, kind of back that up. The wind's gonna. Whoa! That was really good for a backup, though. Like, good job.
Okay.
Well,
Not over yet. I'm going to go for a new strat here.
New strat hype.
And it's going to look really scary. It's not as scary as it looks, but
you just saw him do a double jump there with Radley as well.
yeah, you'll see a lot of that soon. All right, so here's the new strat.
Ooh, that is cool.
Yeah, it looks terrifying, but that's consistent.
All right, so we're actually going to fight this form of the final boss first. But after I beat this guy, we're going to have about a minute break before the game automatically saves, at which point I'm going to reset and finish off the rest of World 6 and the rest of the game.
This is where the true ending category would end.
Correct. Whoever did the art for this background is amazing.
Oh yeah, no, this is a really cool area. both K. Rool fights are essentially cutscenes.
Yeah.
There's not really anything other than jump and don't die. There's a bit more tech in the K. Rool 1 fight, which we'll be doing second. Nice moonwalks. This song is like an underrated banger in this game. Crocodile Cacophony is good stuff.
As I was saying earlier, though, like when me and him and Kanis were practicing this, there's 3 songs that went unused in this game but still exist in the game's code. They're a Lose a Life, Diddy Win, and Dixie Win, all in this variation, and they can only be accessed by Game Shark. So yeah, that's K. Rool, technically K. Rool too, but like Kanis said, we've got, it's intermission time, it's your bathroom break, go grab your popcorn, everyone.
Yeah, we still have the end of World 6, World 7, and then the normal final boss fight.
Yeah, feel free to do some donations.
We have $25 from Prologue. Love DKC2 speedruns. Great community, great game. Nantucket forever and say no to swag.
How dare you?
Nantaka is evil.
There's what the brain says to do, and then there's what the heart says to do. And the heart says swag.
Swag.
The heart says swag, yes,
Yeah.
but Nantaka is evil. Libre Moyai. Donkey memes are truly the deepest dark abyss in the history of mankind. The DKC Discord was a mistake.
We also do have $50 from MikeKanis. Way to go, Mike.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's my dad. All right, so here we reset. And that saves after the cranky cutscene. We should be able to finish off where we left off. One noteworthy thing is it's going to put me back at 4 lives. And some of the tricks for the rest of the game are really easy to die to. So things could get sticky.
Yeah, normally in an any % run, you'd have like 15 or more lives at this point.
Not only that, we got switched back to solo Diddy as well, so...
All right, didn't get RNG Beetle.
Yeah.
That guy, the second beetle I rolled through is very easy to sort of just bounce off of, and once you do, you lose control and fall.
Notably, any % does this stage a bit differently nowadays. You start with Dixie and you do some really cool off-screen movement, but because you start with solo Diddy, it doesn't save enough time to make it worth going into another stage and getting a Kong.
Oh, I think I got the... Nope. It's a really hard tech there. Actually, it wouldn't even save time in this category, but it's still cool. You can beat the blue Kremling to the punch and bounce on him instead of taking damage. But the damage boost on him is typically part of the route, as is this damage boost, which for whatever reason shoots you up to the top there. Subtle thing going on here is you want to jump into the wind so that you hit the trigger for the wind as you're at your peak height.
Are we going to see some ghetto bees here?
Yeah, man, it's about to happen.
This is a mostly consistent strat that lets you skip 1 cycle of the bees with the wind, and he did it, so...
Very nice.
That's what I like to see.
Clean strat. It's like a lot harder than it looks. It doesn't save a huge amount of time.
It kind of, well, and you're right, it doesn't, but it's extremely important that we have both Kongs going into the next level.
Yeah, if you go into the next stage of the solo Kong, you have to go back and get another Kong. So going for Ghetto Bees and not getting it would lose a Kong.
So I'm sure all of you remember the Castle Crush skip. You take the DK barrel to like halfway through the stage and then do some crazy baloney. But then something else got found in this stage. Now, I'm sure all of you know about the fatal Castle Crush glitch that can destroy this game and break everyone's carts. We're going to do something that looks similar to it, but please don't get alarmed. Nothing that bad is going to happen.
So obviously, that means I beat the level.
Yep, there we go.
Death Warp Pipe?
Yeah, when you hear the death sound, you know.
So what we did there was just another one of those strange cutlass warps that are kind of weird to explain. But we did it with a animal transformation barrel for some reason, and it was Dixie instead of Diddy. And I don't want to try to wrap my mind around why that works, but it works. It saves 62 seconds over the old setup. And
Huge time save.
Yeah, and if you just play that stage naturally, it's like almost a 5-minute auto-scroller. So getting it done in that amount of time is just huge. In fact, when that strat was first found, Kanis here got the first world record with it, so for any %.
So I think I'm well ahead of estimate, so I'm going to start playing with really risky strats just for fun.
The rollin' deep strats.
Unfortunately, I messed that one up. There's a technique called a 2-1 jump in this game where you get an extra height jump, and it's very difficult timing. That's fine.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm going to start going for stupid strats, so let's see what happens.
I think that happened because you clipped the water earlier. But so there's another wrong warp in this stage, Chainlink Chamber. This is like, the wrong warp itself isn't super terribly difficult, but it is a really good sticking point for an infinite.
Yeah.
So if you're like learning the game and you get your decent run to this point, just expect to not ever get this warp on your first try.
You're going to lose some of your best runs of this warp. It's just something you kind of have to accept.
Notably, there are that was a really
Very nice.
2 world records for this game have failed that warp, gone into the bonus to reset and do the warp again.
And they still got the world records.
Yep.
So this is Radley's time
I'm going to go for really hard strats here.
So this is Toxic Tower. This is, depending on who you ask, either the best or worst stage in this game. It is by far the most technical. So he's going to do a lot of multiple jumps with Radley like that. Double jumps, true double jumps. A double jump we call the Omega. Like, there's some really difficult movement here using the snake, and that looked really clean. He did take damage.
I did the hardest parts, and then I messed up a bunch of easy stuff.
Yep.
But anyway.
So now we're going to swap to Squawks here, and this part of the stage is definitely like time for Monka S's in chat. You can go really, really, really fast here, and doing so is super dangerous. That's not what you like to see.
You're normally supposed to deboost on that strat, but about 2 weeks ago I found a new strat where you can actually squeeze under him, and that'll allow you to do your deboost somewhere different. But yeah.
Preferably right here.
Yeah.
Yep. This is another excellent song, Crook's March. Up in 3?
Of course.
Okay.
There we go.
Good. Every time.
Amazing.
So that Toxic Tower is the last stage in World 6. Now we're going to go to the boss fight, Stronghold Showdown. There's no boss here. I think like the Game Boy Color version has a boss here or something.
Game Boy Advance. Kerosene is so stupid.
Yeah, can't say I've played that version. I just know there's one version that's a boss fight there. So now we're going to go into World 7. There's one stage in this world, and it's, again, not a terribly difficult stage unless you're on pace. If you're on pace, this is by far the hardest stage in the game. So the jump is normal route, right, Kanis?
Well, let's just say I'm going to be doing things I don't normally do in this level.
Nice, got it. That's sick. So that was a really, really, really hard trick.
Here's actually another really hard trick. Watch this.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Very nice.
No turn back race skip?
Of course. Let's go.
Clean. Nice.
Rolling deep.
So if you go under that blackbird, I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Screech.
Thank you. Oh, Screech is sprint. Duh. If you go under him, he stops you for a couple seconds and initiates a race, and it changes the music. And we still absolutely crush him in the race because we're going fast. But
doing that just saves like 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's 3 free seconds. And like everyone loves Sticker Bush Symphony. So
yeah, the B-ring skip is.
All right, there's a lot of hard strats in this stage.
All right, I can confidently say that is the best Screech sprint ever done in a marathon of this game.
Yeah, easily, because you got the jump first try and everything.
And under the rope and no turn back.
Yep.
Now that rolls pretty deep.
Yeah.
Rolling unfathomably deep.
And then another thing he did in that stage was he managed to not trigger the goal animation by not taking the launch barrel on the left at the start of the stage and then staying low in the stage the entire time. That was the most dustless throw I have ever seen. So there's a little bit of tech in this fight as well. When K. Rool uses his blunderbuss to suck back the cannonballs that he shoots, dust appears to show that he's sucking in. You can release the cannonball very, very quickly, and it saves an amount of time based on however quickly you threw it. You can save a fair bit of time in this stage, and there's setups for every dustless throw.
I will point out that the timer, you can expect that to be in about 2.5 minutes.
Yep. This stage is essentially a glorified cutscene as well. Both the K. Rool fights are like, there's not a whole ton of tech. Blue Diddy for the fans?
Yeah.
All right.
Although I am tempted to see if I can get a World 7 gold. But no,
go back and time it when you get home. I mean, you nailed that Screeches. Like, that was beautiful.
It was.
But yeah, I'm gonna do a cool trick and that loses 4 seconds, but it's worth it.
It's swag.
It's a marathon classic.
Yep.
Here's one of the few audio cues I use. I actually listen for a particular bounce.
Oh, wow.
Don't use
Rip
that.
gold.
So don't use that audio cue. It's actually a bad cue. I just sent it. All right, 4 more hits. Similar to the third boss, where we counted Dixie's hair oscillations, you can watch K. Rool's gun moving up and down to know when you're going to throw. And I'm going to use that right now. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3.
No, that was
Nice. That was beautiful.
I'm going to switch things up just because why not?
Whoa.
Blue Dixie.
Whoa!
That's got to be a first. That's definitely a legal tech. Never seen this before in my life.
Girl power.
That was really clean throw for Dixie.
I played this game way too much, man.
No such thing. Each of the clouds that he shoots at you has a different effect. I don't remember most of them. I know blue like makes you really slow, makes him slow. I don't remember what red does. Purple reverses your controls.
Blue freezes you, red slows you down.
Okay. Good enough. And we skip being frozen by doing a team throw 3D animation. So.
Yeah, purple reverses left and right and up and down.
Yep.
Unlike in DKC3 where it reverses only left and right.
You see that in Poisonous Pipeline, last
Yep.
stage of World 7. The gimmick world. And this will be the last hit. Here you can, I don't know if it works with Dixie.
Well, that's not good.
I was like really worried about the blunt soft block there.
I'm a little worried. We should be okay.
But yeah, at this point you can just hold Y and left and Diddy outruns him. I don't know if it works with Dixie.
All I have to do is jump over one cannonball. Can I do it?
Probably.
right,
Nice
good.
run.
Get ready on time.
Oh yeah, get ready for time.
And time.
Nice run, dude.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, everyone. Hi! I'm gonna do some shout outs to the whole donkey community. Anybody who's interested in learning this game needs to go to dkcspeedruns.com. dkcspeedruns.com. We have a wiki where we teach you how to do every single one of these levels.
Just read the wiki.
Yep, and that's it. Thank you very much for having me, guys, and good luck on the rest of the marathon.
rolling out.
Just a reminder that the clog should not be allowed to win. He is an enemy of peace and justice, a force of evil in the universe. Please raise your arms, transfer your spirit energies so we may charge the spirit bomb and obliterate this plight to the universe.
We have $100 from Tony Bonzarelli. That Webwoods run was bananas. Extremely pumped you raised so much for Doctors Without Borders. We also had $10 from Vicarious Vice. If anyone doesn't like Donkey Kong puns, then they're just K-Rool, and I hope they're only kidding. A run without puns would be funky. Also $25 from Turtle85. Shout out to all the people who never managed to beat Animal Antics. It's so satisfying to see my favorite childhood game get destroyed.
I'm sorry. I'm loving this Kirby remix right now, so you'll have to excuse me. Hello, you peeps. This is Summer Games Done Quick 2019 benefiting Doctors Without Borders, also known as Médecins Sans Frontières. Bonjour, comment ça va? I'm Merubino. I'll be hosting for you guys. Obviously, for this game, how could I not? It's a Kirby game that we're going to be having soon with Master Shasta. I'm going to go ahead and read a couple donations that I didn't get to go through. Let's see. We got a... Oh my, there's a lot. There's a lot of games. We have a $25 donation from P166 that says, "Hi Shasta, good luck on the Kirby run. You'll do great. Looking forward to a full week of great games and great gamers." $50 from Vulcan Brimstone that says, "I just want to say good job to Power Up Audio for setting up an amazing song list for Between the Runs. Good luck to all of the runners." We have a $50 donation from the state of Pennsylvania that says, "We officially support Lonk's quest through the Minish Cap and wish the runner the best of luck." Yep, it looks like Long is winning. With $570, Vinny with $370, your boy at $260. So if you want that to be changed, gotta start doing that now. There is still a little bit of ways before we get to our next incentive we're trying to get, which is the Devil May Cry legendary cutscene. Its goal is 7,500. Right now we're at 1,655. I know we can push that up, guys. Come on. We can make it happen. Oh, I'm loving these remixes. I really am. All right, you people in the Twitch chat, I know you're there. I know you're alive and well. Go ahead and shout me your favorite Kirby game. I want to know. I want to see it. Maybe I'll give an all. Yeah, that's a great answer. Thank you. Maybe I'll give a Pollo. Oh man, I'm seeing the list. Oh, Kirby Block Ball, that's a good one. That's a good game. Canvas Curse, yeah. Epic Yarn. I mean, it's got the word epic in it. How can you go wrong with a game that has epic in it? Let's be honest here. Kirby 64, that's a good one. Amazing Mirror. Return to Dreamlight, that's a really good one. Air Ride, can't go wrong. Superstar, of course. Superstar's a classic. Dude, Kirby's Dream Course is the best, okay?